Thank you for clicking on this Fun with Pete and Sherry video. I am your host, Mr. Julian, and today, as promised, I am going to do a review of this whiskey, Famous Grouse Malt Whiskey Blended Malt Scotch Whiskey aged 18 years. Now, Famous Grouse is one of those blended whiskeys you see everywhere that they have Scotch. It's a very common one. But it's known as a fairly good blend, and they always boast, it's written on the bottle, that they have Highland Park in there and Macallan as well. So that's pretty exciting for a blend. In addition to the Famous Grouse, there's also Black Grouse, which is the same mix in the normal Famous Grouse blend. This is tipsy, by the way, and a mix of that with peated whiskies. There is the Naked Grouse, which is, I understand, very good, although I've never actually had that one. And then I happened to see this one for the first time, showed up in Virginia just the other day. This is a malt whiskey, Famous Grouse, 18 years old. This is a blended malt. It's not a blended Scotch, which is a mixture of grain whiskey and malt whiskey. This is entirely malt whiskey. It's just a mixture of malt whiskeys from different distilleries. And all the malt whiskey in here is 18 years old. Now, this is the same thing. It still contains Macallan and Highland Park, which is starting to get really interesting because, of course, the 18-year-old versions of those whiskeys are fantastic, and they are when they are extremely expensive. That does not necessarily mean that you are getting the same thing that would go into an 18-year-old Highland Park bottle or an 18-year-old Macallan bottle. It only means that it's from those distilleries and it is that old. Now, there have only been maybe 2 or 3 other blended malts that are sold in Virginia. I know it's very odd. There was the Johnny Walker Green Label, which has now been discontinued. There was the, not the Pig Nose, the Sheep Dip, which is another blended malt. And just like 1 or 2 others that come and go. So when I saw this one, and at a real good price, I figured I would pick it up, just to see what's going on here. I tell you right away, the nose is crazy. Crazy. You know, I could try to chase this down in your mind here, and it's just, wow. It goes all over. Speyside, Isla, Highland, Islands. There's a definite peatiness way in the background. It's almost like a metallic, brassy note. Lying on top of it is a sort of softer, fruity note. Think Highland Park, but a juicier smell. Let's give this the final test. Wow. Boy, there is a lot going on there. In fact, just about everything that you've ever felt going on in a Scotch has got a little bit of going on in here. I mean, you've got that nice, as I said, that sort of brassy, peaty, little smoky tobacco note that kind of runs through it all. But here's where it gets weird. Going along with that this just crazy fruitiness. And I mean, fruit flavor of all kinds. From the softest, the banana, the pear, through the apple, and the citrus, and the deep ones, the cherry. All the way to like the stewed prunes. I mean, this is just it's just kind of a fun scotch to just drink and just try and track down in your mind what all these flavors are, where they're coming from. It's I could see someone thinking, well, this is just too busy, they just poured everything in the world in here. But I don't really see it that way. I feel that while there is a lot going on here, it also speaks in its own voice that's actually quite distinctive. And I say that because man, that's good. Man, that is good. This is so much better than I expected, given what I paid for this. So what I mean to say is, whether you've been drinking fruity scotch or peaty scotch, or complex island scotches, Talisker or Highland Park, or whatever you've been drinking, and you go to Famous Grouse, you get something new and distinct. It is truly expressing something original and all its own. Nice and very clean finish. Leaves hints of the fruit and the and it's like that metallic, that sort of brassy taste, and just really really excellent, and tons of fun. Great scotch, I would think, for the most festive occasions, weddings, such as that. And maybe the purists out there are going to think this is, I don't know, too frivolous or what have you. But anyway, I enjoy it quite a bit. I'm going to give it a 9.1, and that'll be all for tonight. I'll see you next time. Thank you.